There's a stereo amplifier on Amazon right now for $99. It's made by a company called Fosi Audio. It measures better than amplifiers from brands charging $800, $1,000, $1,200. And the audiophile community has known about it for 2 years, while the mainstream keeps walking straight past it into Best Buy. That's not an accident. There's no affiliate money in a $99 amplifier. The audio press doesn't fly out to review it. The luxury brands don't want you to know it exists. But the people who've actually hooked it up to real speakers and compared it to the expensive stuff, they stopped buying $1,000 amps a long time ago. Today, 5 budget stereo amplifiers on Amazon, all under $200, all of which will embarrass gear at 5 to 10 times the price, starting with the $60 benchmark that started the whole conversation. Number 5. Aiyima A07, approximately $60. Before Fosi dominated the budget amp conversation, there was Aiyima. The A07 runs a TPA3255 Class D chip, the same Texas Instruments amplifier chip, used in amplifiers costing 4 and 5 times as much, and delivers 300 watts per channel into 4 ohms. At $60, the measurements are absurd for the price. THD plus N figures that compete with amplifiers at $300, a noise floor so low it's effectively inaudible on any real speaker system. The community reception when this launched was disbelief. Multiple reviewers ran the measurements twice because the results seemed impossible at the price point. The honest caveat: the A07 runs hot. Class D chips are efficient, but the A07's thermal management is minimal at this price, and it will throttle under sustained high-volume listening with demanding speakers. For normal listening levels with efficient speakers, it's invisible. For a high-volume system with 4 ohm loads, look at the next pick. What you're buying at $60, a measured, transparent amplifier that the community uses as a reference point for value. The benchmark everything else gets compared to. Number 4. SMSL A0200, approximately $130. SMSL has been in the budget hi-fi game longer than most of the brands on this list, and the A0200 represents their most coherent value proposition. A Class D amplifier with proper thermal management, a built-in Bluetooth receiver, and optical and coaxial digital inputs, all at $130. What separates it from the A07 isn't raw power, it's versatility and build consistency. The A0200 runs cooler, handles lower impedance speakers more comfortably, and ships with an input selection that means you can connect a turntable, a TV, and a Bluetooth source simultaneously without a separate switcher. For someone building a first real desktop or bedroom system, that integration matters. The community consensus after 2 years is consistent. Nothing at this price point offers the same combination of clean measurements, thermal stability, and input flexibility. It's not the most exciting amplifier on this list. It's the most practical. What you're buying at $130, SMSLs, build reliability, proper thermal headroom, and a feature set that punches significantly above the price. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and like the video. Thanks a ton. Number 3. Fosi Audio V3, approximately $100. The Fosi V3 is the product that made the mainstream audio press pay attention to budget Chinese amplifiers, and then quietly stop writing about them, because too many readers started asking why they'd spent $1,000 on a name brand integrated. The V3 runs a TPA3255 implementation that Fosi spent real engineering time on. Proper gain staging, a well-designed power supply, thoughtful PCB layout. The result is measurements that compete with integrated amplifiers at 3, 4, 5 times the price. THD plus N under 0.001% at normal listening levels. A noise floor that disappears below any speaker's self-noise. Output power that will drive anything short of genuinely difficult planar magnetic speakers. The community reception has been sustained in a way that matters. 2 years after release, with new budget amps dropping monthly, the V3 still appears at the top of every "What should I buy" thread in the audiophile subreddits. That long-tail consensus is the same signal we track for in-ear monitors, and it's the most reliable indicator that a product has genuinely earned its reputation rather than launched well. The honest caveat: the V3 has no DAC, no Bluetooth, no streaming. It's a pure amplifier. You need a source. For most listeners, pairing it with a cheap dongle DAC or the SMSL A02's built-in inputs is the answer. But know going in that it's one component in a system, not a complete solution. What you're buying at $100, the best measuring amplifier at the price, full stop, with 2 years of community consensus behind it. Number 2. Fosi Audio ZA3, approximately $150. If the V3 is the budget benchmark, the ZA3 is what happens when Fosi takes that same engineering philosophy and adds headroom, more output power, better thermal management, and a gain structure designed to work with a wider range of speakers, including the inefficient bookshelf speakers that the V3 occasionally struggles with. The ZA3 is the amplifier that keeps appearing in professional studio monitor setups and near-field listening rigs where people know what transparency actually sounds like. The reason? At $150, it achieves amplifier transparency, the point where the amplifier stops adding anything to the signal, in a way that previously required spending $500 or more. Passion for Sound's review called it a product with a secret weapon, and they weren't wrong. The secret is that Fosi spent the extra $50 of margin on engineering rather than cosmetics. The chassis is still plastic. The badge isn't impressive. But the signal chain is cleaner than most audiophiles have ever heard from anything they've personally owned. What you're buying at $150, professional-grade transparency in a plastic box. The amplifier you stop replacing. Number 1. Topping PA5 MkII, approximately $180. The original Topping PA5 already measured well enough to embarrass the competition. The MkII took those measurements and improved them. The result is an amplifier that the audio science review community, the most measurement-focused, uncompromising listener community on the internet, has consistently ranked at the top of its price class since launch. At $180, the PA5 MkII achieves distortion figures and noise floors that are effectively beyond the threshold of human audibility on any real speaker system in any real room. Put simply, if you can hear a difference between this amplifier and a $2,000 amplifier in a blind test, something else in your system is causing it. The amplifier isn't the variable. That's a strong claim. The measurements back it up. And the community consensus across Audio Science Review, Reddit's audiophile communities, and 2 years of user reports is that this is the amplifier you buy when you're done chasing the upgrade. Not because nothing better exists at any price, because nothing meaningfully better exists at under $500. The honest caveat: Topping's customer service has historically been inconsistent for international buyers, and the PA5 MkII's minimalist feature set, no Bluetooth, no digital inputs, no tone controls, means it rewards pairing with a capable source. It's an engineering statement, not a lifestyle product. What you're buying at $180, the end of the amplifier conversation. Pair it with a good DAC, connect your speakers, and spend your energy on music instead of gear. 5 amplifiers, $60 to $180. Every one of them measuring at a level that would have cost you $1,000 a decade ago. Here's what 5 picks proves that one review never could. The audio industry's best-kept secret isn't a specific product. It's that transparent amplification, the kind that genuinely gets out of the way and lets your music through, stopped being expensive around 2019. Somewhere around the $300 mark, amplifier performance plateaus. The distortion figures converge. The noise floors drop below the threshold of human hearing. What you're paying above that point isn't better sound. It's a heavier chassis, a more prestigious badge, and the feeling of having spent serious money. The measurement community has documented this for years. Amplifiers at $100 and amplifiers at $2,000 often measure identically on every metric that determines what you actually hear. These 5 amplifiers didn't create that reality. They just stopped pretending it isn't true. Drop a comment. Are you Team Fosi or Team Topping? And if you've ever compared either of these to something costing 10 times as much, I genuinely want to hear what happened. Hit subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you next upload.